Once upon a time, there was a little witch whose skeleton friend was always on the rooftop thinking about fishes who could fly. The little witch was like, are you sure they can fly? And the skeleton friend was like, yeah, I'm kind of sure. I've seen them, they fly. But the little witch wasn't entirely sure and convinced that the skeleton friend wasn't just, high on things. So one day they wandered out on the rooftop and the little witch was like, okay, show me the fish that can fly. And much to her surprise, suddenly a jellyfish and a koi fish swam out of the air, and the skeleton friend was very, very happy because he was right. This could have been, just a simple afternoon for the both of them, but until they ran into the executive of the building, because that building belonged to a madman who was very much into wires, who was trying to create a new kind of robot. And when he saw the little witch and the skeleton friend, he was like, I'm gonna turn the skeleton into a robot. But obviously the little witch was like, nope, that's my friend, you're not gonna touch them. But the madman tried to scheme, come up with ideas and plans, and started working behind the scenes. And by working on these devious plans, he ran into a shadowy figure who offered him something that he really wanted, a way to turn the skeleton into a robot. And because of the offer that the devil made was too irresistible, the madman said yes and began to build up a cage that would trap the little skeleton friend of the witch and turn it into an android. The skeleton friend and the little witch spent their days on the rooftop, not knowing anything about these devious plans, thinking that life is good, there are flying fish and flying jellyfishes, and they felt completely safe. Until someday they run into a seller who sold knives, and they were like, the seller was telling them about a prophecy that they heard, because upon selling knives that were special, its special blade were able to turn bones into metal. They told them that they just made a new deal with a local executive that sounded suspicious to them. And because the little witch was a returning happy customer to the bone knife selling little meditative man, they decided to warn the little witch and the skeleton man. So by the time the executive and the devil, because the devil was in the details, so it traveled with the mad scientist, arrived on the rooftop to turn the skeleton man into a robot, the little witch already knew what was happening, and because she was a smart little witch, she purchased some knives before the executive was able to even enter the rooftop. And when the executive arrived, she was armed with all those knives and turned them against the madman, showing that intentions matter, and even if your devious plan is actually backed up by the devil, if you have friends in high places or, in good places, you can actually avoid getting into trouble. So ever since that, the little witch has a new set of knives that can turn bone into metal, but she doesn't use them because her friend is the skeleton man and she likes her friends as they are. And the executive turned into, let's just say, a smaller particles of themselves, because The details that matter are now in possession of the devil, and the big hole is all gone now because all the evil scheming was not able to hold him in place and hold him in one piece. So yeah, this is the end of this little story where the little witch and the skeleton man just wandered out on the rooftop and all they wanted to see is flying fishes.